everyone! Today we will be learning Unit 10, that's Entertainment. Before we start, let's look what are musical instruments. Musical instruments are devices created or adapted to make musical sounds. There are four types of musical instruments, for example, string instruments, wind instruments, percussion, and also electronic instruments. Let's look at the examples for the string instruments. We have guitar, cello, and harp. Let's look at some of the examples for wind instrument. We have bagpipes, flute, and trumpet. Let's look at some examples for percussion. We have maracas and drums. Finally, let's look at some electronic musical instruments. We have electric guitar and keyboard. Let's look at task 1. Match the instruments to these countries: Australia, Greece, Scotland, Trinidad and Tobago. Bouzouki. This is how bouzouki looks like. How does it sound like? Next, steel drums. This is what steel drums looks like. How does it sound like then? Bagpipes. How does bagpipe looks like? Ta-da! And this is how it sounds. Didgeridoo. This is how didgeridoo looks like. And how does it sound like? Let's listen. Now, let's match it with the countries. Can you guess where bouzouki comes from? Yep, it is from Greece. What about steel drums? You got it correct. It's from Trinidad and Tobago. What about bagpipes? Where does it come from? Yep, it comes from Scotland. The last one, didgeridoo. Where does it come from? Yes, it's from Australia. Let's move on to task 2. Read the short text. Which ones are about music or instruments. You can refer to your Close-Up B1 book, Unit 10, page 122. Let's zoom in to the first text. Becky, Mrs. Potts rang to reschedule your singing lesson. She says she can see you at 5. Dad will collect you at 4:30. Please be ready and don't forget your sheet music. Mum. Let's look at the vocabulary. Reschedule. What does reschedule means? It means change the time of a planned event. In bahasa, it is menjadwalkan semula. The second word, sheet music. What does it mean? It means music in its printed or written form. This is how it looks like. In Malay, it is called lembaran music. Let's look at text number 2. Selfie Productions. To Kate Blanket, Other Your Enquiry. Thank you for your enquiry. The next series of Glad will be filmed in May. Auditions for young actors will commence in February. Please fill in the attached application form and return it by 31st January. Let's look at the vocabulary. Enquiry. What does enquiry means? Enquiry means the act of asking questions to gain information. In other words, in bahasa, it is said pertanyaan. The next word, commence. Commence means start, or in bahasa, it is bermula. The next word is auditions. Audition means to give a short performance to show that you are suitable for a part in a play or show. In BM, it is uji bakat. The next word is attached. Attached means join something to something else, or in bahasa, it is called dilampirkan. Now on to text number 3. For sale, acoustic guitar suitable for ages 12 to 14. Purchase new 2 years ago. No scratches or marks. Will exchange for drum kit. Phone Jim at 9563-8992. Let's look at the vocabulary. The first word, purchase. Purchase means to buy, or in other words, in bahasa, it is membeli. The second word, scratches. Scratches means mark the surface with something sharp. In bahasa, it is calar. Let's move on to the fourth text. Max. Harry, I'm outside the theater. I've been here for half an hour. Where are you? The play starts in 5 minutes. I'll leave your ticket at the box office. See you inside. Now let's look at the vocabulary. Box office, it means ticket counter. In bahasa, it is counter ticket. Moving on to our last text. The Smash, playing their hit song, London Falling, Saturday, 14 June 8 p.m. School hall. 50 pounds. Or students, 30 pounds. Sorry, so loud. Let's look at the vocabulary. Hit song. Hit song, it means popular song, or in bahasa, lagu terkenal. Now let's look back at what we need to do in task 2. Yes, we need to answer which ones are about music and which ones are about instrument. Let's look back at text number 1. What is it about? Is it about music or instruments? Yes, you guessed it correctly. It is about music. Now let's look at text number 2. What is it about? Is it about music or instruments? Yes, it is neither. It is not about music. It is not about instruments. Let's look at text number 3. What is it about? Is it about music or instruments? Bingo! You got it correct. It is about instruments. Why? Because of the word acoustic guitar. Let's move on to the 4th text. What is it about? Is it about music or instruments? Yes, you got it correctly. It is neither. It is not about music. It is not about instruments. It's about movies. The last text. What is it about? Is it about music or instruments? Correct! It is about music. Good job, guys! The next task that you need to do is in the Google Classroom, task number 3 and task number 4. So, please do it as soon as possible. And thank you, class! Bye! See you in the next lesson.